And we're back. Today we're going to go over a little bit of maintenance for mini split systems. Most notably, we're going to pull out a blower housing, and then we're going to put the blower housing back. Blower housings, or the blower wheel, we occasionally want to pull out and clean. If the wheel gets too dirty, it will hinder the unit's performance, not only with airflow, but the unit compensates for that lack of airflow by trying to turn that fan up so it can get the proper airflow. If your wheel's too plugged up, you're just fighting a losing battle. So it's not real hard to do. I have a guest here that's going to help us with it today. Mr. Jaden is going to pull it apart and show us how it's done.
Pretty straightforward. We just got to get it apart. Start with the fan blades. This one's a little broken, so we'll just give it a little help sliding it apart, getting it out of our way. Just getting all the pieces out of the way to get to these bottom two set screws that hold the shell in. Just little Phillips up and out. They do like to get stuck. You just got to be gentle with them on this piece of plastic.
Well, it's really the key with these things to begin with is take your time and be gentle. There's a lot of plastic involved. The plastic gets broken, and then you got to hunt down a replacement piece to make it right with your customer, because you don't want to leave your customer with a broken piece of equipment. Another thing for people that are new to these Mitsubishi mini splits or the Daikins or whatever mini splits, when you go to take temperatures and see what kind of supply air you're getting out of them, do not under any circumstances take a meat thermometer style thermometer and stick it in where that motor's running. Those blades are going to turn around, they're going to get chipped off, and then you're going to be doing this anyway to put a new wheel in.
We'll put an aftermarket screw in there.
Oh, nice.
So we'll just leave it in there. It's already loose. It's just going to sit there. We'll take off the door. Just a simple pull after throwing it all the way up. These filters will get stuck on the coil, so you want to pull those out as well, or they'll get in your way and rip. And then I like to start with this bottom piece. It's got a little plastic connector here that is very fragile. You need to just pull slightly down, get a light little pop, and give a little pinch on each side, pull out, leave it there. You have 3 connectors on the top. You'll need a ladder if it's too tall, and you slip your thumb underneath and just give them a little pull to loosen them up. Grab each side, and they'll slide right out. To remove the coil, you have 3 screws right here. You want to get those out of your way so that coil can pop out. The magnetic screwdriver for this back one is key, because when putting it back in, it is a tight little spot to get it back into.
Someone wants to fight you today. Okay.
Well, we'll worry about the drain pan. The drain pan's held on by 3 little plastic clips right here. As you can see, they're very easy to break off. Now, I like to pull this sensor off. Some people do, some people don't. These wires are tangled in on another small plastic clip here. I like to get them up and out of the way, because when we pull this coil off, it likes to swing down. These can get tangled in here and actually start pulling this housing down for the remote connection. I start on the left side and I work my way across, just gently pulling it out and disconnecting it. We take the drain pan, we just slide it out, pulling the bottom towards us, slowly pulling down, swinging out. Then you can see access to your blower wheel here. You'll have 1 set screw on your right side and you'll see a bigger hole on this side. Get a little light in there where that set screw is.
It's up in there.
You use just a little Phillips and loosen it 2 turns. Just enough for that blower wheel to slide. You can feel it, it'll just slide back and forth. Then you'll know it's loose and it's easier to pull out. Grab your coil here and it'll pull straight out off of these little plastic clip right here. This is your rubber grommet on the end. Save that. Put your finger there, should just slide right out. Bring it out, and then you just got to give a little wiggle. They are stubborn if they're not oiled. You can always just rest the coil on your hand while you're holding it here and give it a little boost. Sometimes they are sticky. You can always go back, pick your set screw. Sometimes a little more convincing. Pull out, swing down.
So, now this is, whoop, grommet fell. So this wheel, like I said, they'll get dirt loaded over time. It's made out of plastic. It develops a little bit of static, which attracts dirt to it. So periodically they do have to be cleaned. You can see the set screw in there. They specifically have a fin removed so that you can gain access to that set screw and lock it onto the shaft appropriately. But you want to be careful with this. These will break easily, and then you got to order another one and come back and replace it.
If you do wash these, make sure to put that set screw all the way back in. When washing, it does fall out very easily.
Okay.
When putting it back in, it's very simple.
Reverse.
I like to put this back on.
Yes.
Some
Reverse
people like,
the process.
Yep. Some people like to leave it off. For me personally, it's easier to put it back in because it guides that spot into its place. Just same process. Put it in. Use your other hand to guide it to its spot. Using your one thumb, pop it back in. Going back. And then you're just taking the coil, guiding it back into its spot. That little guide pin's gonna put it right back where it should be. And then I always start with this top screw because if you drop it and you already got the other 2 in, it's not worth. I'm gonna pull it all back apart. Just guide it in. And you put it back together. Don't forget, before you put the drain pan back on, tighten the blower wheel right back up. Always test it before you put the drain pan back on as well. You don't want to hear any scratching from either side. It's got to sit right between the 2 plastic pieces it's in. Give it a little spin, lightly. No drag. Drain pan time. This is where I see the most struggle. It's getting this piece back in. It's easy enough to just tilt it. It's got little guide pins here where it should sit right on the inside of this little plastic piece. Everything's guided. It tells you where it needs to go. I just turn it right back in. 1, 2, 3. Go right back in.
Okay. So the rest of it's pretty straightforward and simple. A lot of people struggle getting these out. It's really not that complicated, at least on the Mitsubishi version of them. Do keep in mind that periodic maintenance needs to be done on that wheel so that these things will run efficiency. Dirty wheels really screw them up as far as efficiency goes. So we're going to leave it at that, let him finish putting it back together. Thanks to Jaden for helping us out today. Really appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one. Give us a like or a thumbs up or leave a comment. We appreciate any of it, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.